Thank you, Drew. As Drew mentioned, to make Energeia work, we had to find the right people to lead it. We think we've done that. In Paul Tonna, we have an Olympian networker, an accomplished theologian, and an all-around good guy. What we haven't been able to figure out, however, is how Paul's handicap has gone from a 4 to a 2 while working full-time at Energeia. Be that as it may, we're very grateful to have Paul with us as our executive director. Paul.
Thank you. You know, when you're not a great oral reader, you practice in front of your children. And it was great this evening as my wife was getting dressed and I'm putting the final touches on my speech. I read it to some of my children, and my 8-year-old daughter Carol Ann comes up to me and says, "Listen, Dad, whatever you do, just make sure your fly is zipped." Thanks, hon. Thanks for the advice. That's why we have a podium. Thank you very much, Dr. On behalf of myself and our director, Nancy Engelhardt, good evening and welcome to the Energeia's inaugural graduation. I'd like to begin my comments by first recognizing the class of 2006. Please stand up. The class of 2006. Come on. John, stand up. Begin to see a fine-looking group of people. All new and good beginnings have a history, an original vision and passion that brings us to where we are today. The Energeia Partnership is no exception. It has an amazing, and has been an amazing collaborative effort. It began with the Dominican Sisters' vision that real service to a community, centered upon the common good, starts with providing opportunities for a transformative education. It began as Molloy College's response to the data collected by the Long Island Index and the leadership in funding the Roush Foundation, and specifically Nancy Zenas, has offered to this region. It began and continues to be sustained by the vision and passion of Molloy College President Dr. Drew Bogan. Shared with his Vice President for Advancement, Ed Thompson, the Molloy Board of Trustees, Dr. Bogna has provided the leadership and guidance necessary for the journey and civic responsibility to be advanced. It began because they were generous, proven regional leaders willing to serve and guide as active board of advisors, curriculum advisors, and corporate sponsors. We all know that Long Island is in transition. Suburbia and its dreams of home ownership, leisure time with family and friends, and sustained economic security are less and less a reality for so many people living in Nassau and Suffolk. The fact is, suburbia, as conceived of 50 years ago, no longer works for a growing number of our residents, especially our young and our working poor. As this region's challenges become more complex and more pressing, as we struggle with the perfect storm of inaffordability, the need to develop Long Island's capacity for civil leadership, for developing a cadre of change agents and social entrepreneurs increases dramatically. The Energeia Partnership is about calling proven, ethical leaders to serve as regional stewards, armed with a commitment to this place we call Long Island. I am sure that some of you can recount the old tale of the Japanese samurai warrior and his 3 sons. He takes an arrow and asks each of the sons to break it, and they do so easily. Then he takes out 3 arrows, bound them together, and asks the sons to break them again, and no one could. That is the lesson, the samurai tells them. If you 3 stick together, you will never be defeated. This old story is taking on a fresh life as Energeia participants find that their capacity to meet challenges rests more upon their partnerships with others. The forging of unlikely alliances among Energeia participants in the private, the public, the not-for-profit, and the labor communities foster a regional dialogue and action based upon what joins us rather than the divisive, adversarial actions we experience rampant in our towns, villages, and communities. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. JFK planned to say those words in a speech in Dallas on the day he was shot. He'd be gratified to know that his message was heard. Our Energeia class participants, current and future, give their precious time and talents in service to the long-term well-being of Long Island. Some will be originators of regional change, sharing their knowledge, their expertise, and their different perspectives. Others will be connectors, connecting new approaches and ideas to diverse community networks. True boundary crossers and coalition builders with a special gift for bridging and bringing people together. Still others will serve as pervasive and persuasive communicators of possibility, who will raise aspirations, talk about possibilities, and articulate a positive picture of the future in a compelling way for Long Island. Motivating Long Islanders to work together to accomplish great things. This is a task ahead of our Energeia partners. This is the ongoing mandate for the class of 2006 and for future classes. Simply put, you who already excel in your chosen fields have embraced a broader societal responsibility. You are the trustees of Long Island's future. Thank you very much.